Hello. Today I read from this book. I read about Aaliyah, how much Aaliyah loved New York and her single life. And wait and see. Huh? Okay. Ciao.
So we start now. Okay. I feel a little bit like in school, but I learn with you, no? I learn my English, I learn better English. So okay, I make the trick, no? I film this and then you can read this with me. Okay. Oh, I'm lying so a little bit. Okay, I want to start here. Aaliyah told the Mirror, no? It's a newspaper in London. When I first got into the business, no, I lost a lot of friends. People kind of fell out because they couldn't deal with it or understand it. No? She added that virtually all of her new friends were in the entertainment business. They're just like me and understand it. No? It's normal, no? I think too. No? It's very complicated for normal friends. No? If she's always on the road. Okay. The episode with R. Kelly had left her hurt and a little bit vulnerable. No? In its aftermath, she was more worried of the press than ever, and was cautious about giving out any information about her love life. You read with me? Yeah, okay. After R. Kelly, her relationships would all be Steele's relationships. No? Yeah, I understand this, no? The privacy. They would fly beneath the radar and only her close friends would know about them. Aaliyah didn't want the spotlight to ruin something that was personal and private. This I understand really, it's really good. She was almost never linked to anyone in the paper or in gossip magazines, no? Also in yellow press. She was almost never seen out of the town with anyone other than her girlfriend. Whatever she was doing, she was keeping it on the down low. Yeah, very good. But whether she was dating or not, Aaliyah liked to advertise herself as available. She told Mademoiselle, that's another magazine for girls, in April of 2000, "Hey, I haven't been out on a date in a year." I must laugh. I know this too. If you are a little bit older, no? If you're very young, no? You don't understand this. But if you're a little bit older, you understand a year, no? A year is nothing. 2 years too. Okay, mostly I'll just do dinner with my best friends, Kidada Jones, no? Or hang out at clubs like Lotus with my fashion girls. But lately, I've been spending all my time recording or filming. And with the Matrix sequence coming up. Okay, ultimately, the message was this: yes, she was single. No, don't give her a call because she's way too busy to date. This I understand. This is really true. No? I think so. Amory told this too. Plus, Aaliyah seemed to value her alone time. This I understand too sometimes. Sometimes it's good, sometimes bad. She told a reporter in October of 2000, "I like to keep by myself. Being in this business means that 90% of your life is public. So that side of my life is for me. I have never really had a boyfriend and I don't have one now, but when I do, I will try my best to keep what we do just for me." Aaliyah did enjoy hanging around New York. She had she had a place on Central Park West, and she was a fixture of the city nightlife. Okay, I understand this. I love it. She told Blues and Souls magazine because of nightlife. No? In Brazil, they tell, if you go out, you are a bitch. No? And this is not true. No? I told them in Brazil, in Germany, if you go out, you can be 2 years a single and no kids. But in Brazil, they say, if you go out, you are a bitch. Okay, I love it. No? She told Blues and Souls magazine. New York has its own energy. You can read this with me. Wait. So my elbows hurting. New York has its own energy. Okay, so, sure, people come up to me in the street and say they admire my work or whatever. I love being in the heart of it all. To be able to walk out of my apartment and go get a bagel or go shopping. Shopping, girls. Hobbies is shopping. I may have to get to a place in LA. LA. I have made to go to a place in LA at some point and be coastal because of the film thing. But this is home to me. This kid made me crazy. I must tell you something. I have family in the near of LA. First they in Anaheim, or lived in Anaheim after World War II, from my grandma's sister, and then they moved to San Diego. But because my grandma died, one uncle, an asshole uncle, take away all the letters and addresses, so we lost everything. I must search for the family. They came from Anaheim. There must be a Disney park. He works there. Okay, it's not so important now. I was born here, and I have a lot of friends here. Essentially, okay, I'm a New York kind of girl. Yeah, it's New York girl. My tribute was with New York City. Aaliyah had also become a New York kind of artist. New York is a city of all kinds of musical scenes, hip hop and punk, alt country and reggae, dance music and jazz. In her later interviews, Aaliyah began to express her interest in a broader range of music styles and artists. Yeah, this is true. She liked Sade, later. Nothing against Janet Jackson, but Sade is high level. Okay, for example, she loved Trent Reznor of the art noise act 9 Inch Nails. The sound of 9 Inch Nails was words away from Aaliyah's softer early work, but you can read. But it was an indication of her broadening tastes. I think Trent Reznor's dope, she told London's Daily Telegraph. His sound and melodies are ridiculous. So that last album is just sick. She means all this is in a good way, by the way. Okay, she was a true child of hip hop. This is good because not only Baby Girl was so. Whitney Houston I saw live as a child, but Whitney was never a hip hop girl. But Whitney was, of course, a very high star, high level. She was true child of hip hop, ever curious, ever exploring, looking to sample the world around her. And for a princess of hip hop, she was in New York City at the right musical moment. Around the years, the music world centered around New York City was taken over by a new kind of executive, the hip hop mogul. Young, or at least youngish African American men in the music industry were getting paid like never before. In the days before hip hop, the music industry had a deserved rip for rippings of artists, for leaving them broken with only memories of greatness and happy times to sustain them. Okay, I'm happy this word is, I think it's okay. It's hard to name a blues musician who had a reputation as a mogul. It's hard to name a black rock and roller who's famous for all the money he has stored away. Instead, black music history is a story of bankruptcy and financial collapses. Yeah, this is true. This is today often because the vinyl industry is always broken, and now everybody download. We know this. Billie Holiday was always hurting for money. Jimi Hendrix spent the last few years of his life in a severe money crunch. Members of the singing trio TLC, an act that sold millions of albums worldwide. I must say only about TLC. I like TLC. It's okay. I had one album, Fan Mail, but I never think one girl was for me yet sexy or very beautiful. Today one is beautiful, but okay, TLC is of course a legend, but I'm a boy. Okay, I must read again this sentence better. No? Members of the singing trio TLC, an act that sold millions of albums worldwide, once told me that at one stage they were so broken that the lights in their homes were turned off. Oh, you see, they have no money, had no money. No? During the age of hip-hop, some blacks finally moved into the boardroom, or rather, they forced their way in. No? They certainly weren't invited in. Of course, Berry Gordy had enjoyed tremendous success at the heat of Motown in the 60s and 70s, but few African Americans executives were able to follow his lead. Major labels didn't quite get hip-hop, didn't quite know how to market it. Music institute tried to ignore it in the 70s, then they kind of hoped. Ein Glück is my luck. It's end. No. How long I am? 11 minutes, okay. It would go to the weight of the pet rock in the 80s, and in the 90s they decided if hip-hop was going to be around to stay, they might as well try and make some money of it. To harness the new music power, major labels were obliged to sign deals with smaller street labels that knew the territory. Outfits like Death Row Records and So Def I have a remix, and Def Jam and Bad Boy. The young black owners of these smaller outfits became power brokers in the process, and some ended up running major labels themselves. First there was Russell Simmons, no? So you can read? Okay. First there was Russell Simmons, the original hip-hop mogul, the godfather of hip-hop and the co-founder of Def Jam Records. With some estimates, yeah, he was worth more than 200 million in 2001. Russell starts out of a concert promoter in the 80s. He has since branched out into fashion and other ventures. His fat farm clothing company went from gross revenues of 60 million in 1999 to 150 million in 2000. He was also a fixture on the party scene. If there was a major musical event in New York City, rock, rap or pop, Simons was likely to be there, dressed casually in jeans, sneakers and a baseball cap, no matter how fancy the occasion. Because of fancy, I think of Drake. Drake is fancy for me. Drake is not a rapper, Drake is an R&B pop music man. It's okay, he's a hard worker, but he's fancy. Pundits began to turn to him as a voice of hip-hop, and he appeared in Time, that's the magazine, or Nightline, and in the New York Times, is the newspaper, before Russell Simmons. Before I tell the New York Times, you must go in the archive. You could find a lot of articles about Aaliyah. No? They have a good archive. It's open for everybody. Before Russell Simmons, hip-hop was all about gold chains and big cars. Simmons showed there was another way to display a sense of power and wealth. He was so laid back in every situation. I hope you can read with me. He was so laid back in every situation, so as seemingly. Oh my gosh! I try again. Seemingly comfortable. He just projected financial security. A brother had to have a bunk, 2 scenes to relax all the time. He didn't have to flout it because everybody knows.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed this. Ne? Okay, I torture you a little bit with my English, but I promise you my English will get better and better. Ne? So you will see. Ne? In this book, I will read more from this book. And yes, I hope you enjoyed this. Ne? Ciao, ciao. And sub, ne? And follow. Ne?